I need y'all's help. Good morning, by the way. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. We're almost there. I'll give it a few more minutes here. Then I need some help from the people in the chat. Yeah, happy Juneteenth and that. Yeah, federal holiday. And a lot of private business also gives the people a day off. Mrs. Peete has the day off from her job. Ghost of Rubber Nose. Atypical Gump says evening. He must be in the future. Guess who doesn't have the day off, though? That's right. You guessed it. Major League Baseball players. There's games all day. From 12:20 all the way through tonight. All the way, the last game starts at 9:40. So, if you're a baseball fan or a gambler, there's a lot to watch today. Yeah, pay Lou, pay Pete. Hey, listen to this. Yesterday was the first time for... Now, I've made a lot of bets in my life. I've made some good bets. I've made some terrible bets. But anyway, I've made a lot of them. I have never hit a 4-team parlay, a 4-leg parlay. I've hit several I hit 2 3-leg parlays last week. But anyway, I hit a 4-leg parlay yesterday, which paid me $300. Pay Pete. Now, unfortunately, well, unfortunately and fortunately, well, here's what happened. See what had happened was, I went all in on that Mavs game on Monday night, the Mavs and Celtics game, and I think I had the worst sports betting day ever. So, to make a long story short, I was down bad come Tuesday morning. Then I followed up my worst betting day in the history of betting with the best betting day in the history of betting. Now I'm not talking about casino games. I've won a lot of money in one day in a casino. I'm talking about sports betting. I think up until yesterday, the most I ever won in a single day was maybe like $250 or something, and that's a lot of money to me. But I killed it yesterday. A $50 4-leg parlay is what it was. Paid $300. What's up, Jeremy? I actually thought I lost the bet and went to bed. There was 2 of the games I thought I was going to lose out of the 4. Come to find out, both those teams came back to win. I believe Uncle Lou had a similar bet. I don't think it was a 4-leg parlay, but I know we had a couple of the same teams. I think I can't even remember who I bet on now. Well, I do. I bet on the Twins, the Yankees. Who are the other 2? I can't even remember who they were now. Dodgers, thank you. That's another one. That was 3 of them, and there was one other one. Yeah, Dodgers had a comeback. Yankees had a comeback. But anyway, I need help from you guys picking today's games. Honestly, I think I'm going to do... probably... I don't know. I'm definitely betting the Phillies, but I want to parlay it with somebody else. I might do the Phillies. Hold on. You like the Reds, huh? Cardinals, Philly, Royals. That's who you're rolling with. I might have to ride with you on that. Let's see here. Let me pull up my betting app. Y'all can't see what I'm looking at here. This is on my phone, but what's going on here? Sometimes this app has a mind of its own. I'm telling you. Cardinals and Phillies. What y'all think about that? Yeah. That'll be my afternoon bet. Cardinals and Phillies. Then I got to figure out a nighttime bet, but I don't normally do that until after the first games are over with. But let's see what we have tonight. Twins. I mean, they're bound to lose a game sooner or later. The Twins are on a fucking roll right now. I feel like I bet on the Twins every week and win. But they are playing the Rays, so they probably win again. Another betting strategy is just bet against the White Sox no matter who they're playing. Another good betting strategy I found out is, now look, the over-under for the Dodgers and Rockies is 10.5. What you'll notice is every Rockies home game, the over-under is high. That's high for Major League Baseball. Most of them are around 7.5 to 8.5. You can see on the screen here. And I'm guessing it's because of the altitude up there. You know, just more home runs, I guess. I don't know. Over 10.5. What did they score, like 20 yesterday? Between the two of them, or more than 20? A lot. I might have scored like, what was the final score of that game? It was like 15 to something. 11-9. Well, 20. What's up, Stingray? Pete McGaha. I could do some College World Series bets, too. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to start the show here in a second. If you want to come in and help me do that, we can look at them. Are they even on this site? I know they're on my betting site. I'm assuming they're on here. Where are we at here? I gotta tell you, DraftKings could learn a lot from the Gypsy betting site that I use. It's better than this. Sorry, just is. Here we go, college baseball. I know a little bit. Well, here's what I know. I know what I watched in the regionals, in the super regionals. That's it. But aside from that, I don't know anything about college baseball. I have somewhat of an idea, but not enough to, well, just enough to make me dangerous and stupid. I only see 2 games today. Kentucky and Florida, and Tennessee and Florida State. That's the only 2 that are listed on here. Unless I'm missing something here. Well, yeah. I know Tennessee's the #1 team in the country. The 3rd game is Kentucky, Florida winner versus Texas A&M. So the winner of Kentucky and Florida has to turn around and play a second game today? Is that what you're saying? Huh. That doesn't seem like a very good deal to me. Oh, it's a makeup game from yesterday. Okay, I got you. Still not a good deal. To have to play two different teams. It's one thing to play the same team twice in a day. It's a totally different thing to play two different teams in a day. You know? I wonder if Nate's there. He said he goes every year. And I don't even know how that works. Like, and I know we've talked about this, but do you buy a ticket for the day and you get to stay and watch all the games, or you just buy a ticket for a specific game and then you have to leave and buy another ticket to come back in for the next game? I don't know the answer to any of that, but you would think they would just let you buy a day pass and watch all the games. Okay, you do either one. Okay. All right, let's get this show on the road. Turn this music off. I'll wait for Volusia to come on so he can help me with these college baseball picks. I'll do a bet. I don't care. I just need to know who to pick. You know. What's up, buddy?
Hey, yo. What's happening?
What's up, man? All right, so we got Kentucky and Florida today. It doesn't even have a time on there. Oh, it's already on.
Yeah, it's actually just started.
Yeah, it's in the first inning.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's early.
No,
what is that? Fucking Nebraska time. What is that? 9 o'clock?
10 o'clock. I think they're central.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Kentucky, Florida's live right now.
Right.
And obviously, Kentucky is favored by 1.5 runs, over under 12.5.
So Florida's a really good hitting team, as we saw, but they don't have pitching depth or consistency, which is why they almost missed the entire NCAA tournament this year. They were preseason number 2 in the country and almost missed the tournament because their pitching was subpar all year. But you know what? You know what it is in the College World Series? I've seen it 4 or 5 times now over the last couple of decades, where you'll have a team that's a 3 seed, which is the equivalent of like a 9 or a 10 seed in the baseball tournament, right? And they'll have a poor season, but they'll be really talented. Then they'll get hot in June and win the whole thing. I saw Virginia do it, or I saw Oregon State do it. Ole Miss did it a couple of years ago. And so, yeah, I mean, that could totally happen. So, you know, I don't know. Kentucky looked pretty bad their last game. I know they're a better team, but I don't know. I would take, well, isn't the money line negative for both? I don't know. I would ride with Florida probably.
No, the money line is plus 135 for Kentucky and minus 175 for Florida.
Money? No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm looking at the odds. The money line is minus 110 for Kentucky and minus 120 for Florida. You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want the minus 180 juice on the plus 1.5, right? So,
right.
I don't know. I actually don't know what to do with that game.
Well, my gut would tell me to take Florida at minus 120 on the money line.
Probably, but then again, they're not favored.
Yeah.
Are they minus 1? They have somebody on base or something? Is that why the odds are changing?
I don't know because I'm not watching it, but the over under is moving too. It went from 12.5 to 11.5. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who's even batting first, because I guess Florida is considered the home team, so they're batting last.
Could be. So maybe they got a couple guys out, so that changed the numbers.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this live on the air. Now, you won't be able to see on the screen because I'm actually making a bet on my phone, not on my computer. Right. But I do have my betting app pulled up on the live thing here. I'm waiting for the odds to come back up. They change every like 5 seconds.
Right.
And when they do, I'm gonna go ahead and make a bet on Florida on the money line.
Yeah, I think Florida's dangerous.
All right, here we go. So right now it's at minus 111. I'll take that. Hold on. Let's see here. you're going to let me bet it. What's going on here? There it is.
There you go.
All right, let's do $25. Big money.
And then so the first Florida State is playing much better later in the year. They've had sort of a similar issue to Florida, but not as bad in terms of they've been a great hitting team, but their pitching has been subpar, but it's improving. Florida State's a hot team right now. Florida State has been to the College World Series 24 times and never won it, which is far and away the most for a team that's never won. And they got totally screwed in their first game against Tennessee. So in the first game, they were up 11-9 in the ninth inning. And they were one strike away, and the guy swung at it, which would have ended the game. Florida State wins. They called it a non-swing. Tennessee ends up walking it off a couple hitters later, which is horseshit, right? Florida State just getting screwed a lot this year. But
yeah, I've been following the Florida State fans on Twitter, and man, they are in this complete meltdown mode right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they did beat Virginia, knocked them out. They beat UNC, knocked them out, who I thought was a team that could win it all. So I tend to think that Florida State is hot right now and is looking to get revenge. Now they're going to have to beat Tennessee 2 games in a row, which might be tough, but I might like them on the money line in the first game.
Hey, the odds just now this is on DraftKings, not on my betting site, but the odds have just changed to plus 124 for Florida on the money line.
No, it's Kentucky scored. It's 1-0.
Yeah, it's 1-0. And who was that a minute ago? Oh, I think it was Jeremy said take the under 11.5, Pete. Now, first of all, I don't bet unders ever. I either don't bet the over under or I bet over. I can't tell you the last time I took an under on anything. But
just Iowa football, that's where you take the
so well, yeah. But if I were to make the point total bet, I would take the over 11.5 or 12.5. But unfortunately, on my betting site, for Major League Baseball, you can live bet the over-under. But for some reason in college baseball, they don't let you live bet the over-under, only the odds or the money line. That's it.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Well, 1-0 Kentucky is a bad sign because, well, then again, Florida, their weakness is pitching. They have probably the best hitter in the country, and then some of them, they can hit the ball. So being down 1-0 in the first inning isn't the end of the world.
Bet on Sam Burns for golf. I'm not betting golf. If I start betting golf, I need all of you, my YouTube friends, to do an intervention for me. Thank you. And I like golf too, but that might be the hardest sport to bet. Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's just so many players.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's just the odds are against you.
You could, if you want to do a parlay, you could parlay Florida plus 1.5, which you still can do. Even though they're down a run, you're still winning that. And I would take Florida State. I don't see a run line on it, but plus 150 money line for Florida State. I feel good about Florida State winning at least one game. Now, I could be wrong, obviously.
So here's what I'll do, since I don't know much about college baseball. I've made the bet on Florida, $25. If I win that bet, I'll take whatever I want on that and put it on the Florida State game. So you're saying I should take Florida State?
I feel good about Florida State winning. Like I said, they got to beat Tennessee today and again the next game, which I don't know about, but I like them to win once.
Okay. Because the money line bet right now for Florida State's plus 150, so that's not bad.
Right. Totally, because they are underdogs, but they really should have won the last game they played against them, and they can hit the ball too.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have beat us twice. They just collapsed. I don't know if you saw the series when we played them. We scored 8 runs in the 9th inning to beat them once, and then 7 runs in the 8th inning to beat them once. They just collapsed, but they can hit the ball.
Lou says I can live bet the over-under on the Florida game. I just tried. I'm sure it's something I'm doing wrong, but I don't know why. If I pull up live bets right now, go to baseball, for the major league games, it's already automatically on there. Do I have to open it up to something? I don't know what's going on. It's not giving me that option. Like I said, I'm sure it's me.
I don't know. Oh. The other under that you always have to take is whenever 2 service academies play, Air Force, Navy, Army. The unders hit, and then they make them really low unders, and then they still hit at 85% or 80% or something.
Yeah.
The guy on the Tom, what's his name, on the Cover 3 podcast always rants about it.
Yeah, that is true. Here's there's a reason I only bet overs. Is because of there's always a factor of overtime.
That's true.
And so I don't know what percentage of games go to overtime. I'm sure there's a number out there. Let's say 10%.
It's probably less than that. It's probably more like 5, but yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a 5% advantage if you're betting over that you didn't have if you bet on. Because, I mean, most of the time, if it goes to overtime, it's definitely going over, especially in basketball.
For sure. Football, yes, for sure. It does a lot. But I think the fact that they've changed the overtime system helps that a little bit. But still, definitely, you're right.
Well.
But yeah, Service Academy games always go under. It hits all the time. It's literally like 80%.
I would say when I was during the first round of the NBA playoffs and then the semis and then the conference final, like all the way up until the finals.
Yeah.
I want to say I bet over on every game, and I think I hit probably 70% of them.
Yeah, except Game 7s go under a lot because they get tight.
Yeah, and then so I continued betting the over for every single finals game, and not a single one of them went over. 5 games, 5 unders.
So I would say, outside of Game 7s and then the finals.
And twice, it happened to be again, Volusia. Remember I told you the story about last Friday? I took Luka at plus 32.5 points, and they benched him in the third quarter because they were blowing out the Celtics.
Right.
With 29 points. They did the same shit in the last game. The same exact thing.
They didn't take him out, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, there was still like 8 or 9 minutes left in the game, and they sat him down. And he was like 2 or 3 points away from going over. I was like, gee, the same exact situation.
That sucks.
Yeah, and this time I had $100 on it. I was so confident. Because my thinking was that Luka, if the Mavs are going to win this game, Luka's going to score 40, right? So that was my hope.
I didn't think he played poorly, but look, that whole series, his teammates just let him down. They're a guy away.
Yeah.
They need another guy on the wing that can defend better than Kyrie and Luka can shoot threes better than all their teammates did during the whole damn series.
LSU, Southern Cal football all over.
Sure. But sometimes their LSU games are over 78 or some shit like that. So
yeah. I can't remember what year it was. It was the year that we started doing the Lunch Money show, so that might have been like 2019 or something. 20 maybe. I can't remember what year we started doing that. It's been a while. But anyway, that season, me and Lou both bet Ohio State to cover every game. And I think they covered like 10 out of 12 in the regular. It was insane.
Right.
Yeah. I think it was 2019 because 2020 was the short year.
Right. That was the year that they were super confident and we beat them anyway.
Right.
That was so much fucking fun. I probably told you the story about me watching that game.
What story?
I was at a bar. There's a huge sports bar here called Cages because it has batting cages, and it's like a Dave & Buster's, but it's not a big chain. And it's cool. And the guy who owns it is a Wake Forest graduate. He played baseball at Wake, but he's from Ohio, so he likes Ohio State too. Anyway, I was there for that game. It's in the morning, right? It's 8 in the morning or 8:30 or whatever. And I'm in there, and it's me and my girlfriend, who's my wife now. And I gave her a Clemson shirt to wear. So it was the two of us Clemson fans and 90 Ohio State fans. It was amazing. And of course, they're kicking our ass. And there's this big fat guy asshole in the front who's like cussing me out. I'm like, chill the fuck out when we're losing. And then we come back all the way back and beat them. And you could hear a fucking pin drop in there, except for me screaming at the top of my lungs.
Hold on, this was in China, in Shanghai?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought the way you were talking about 90 Ohio State fans, I thought you might have been in Myrtle Beach or something.
Nope.
There's 90 Ohio State fans in Shanghai.
Hell yeah, dude. There's a lot of expats. There's a lot of Americans in Shanghai.
Well, to be fair, China is nicer than Ohio, so.
Yeah, for sure. Shanghai's way nicer. But yeah,
I'd rather live in China than Ohio.
It was fucking awesome. Yeah, there was a ton of Ohio State. And this was before the pandemic. During the pandemic, a lot of expats left. And a lot of people have come back this year, but this is pre-pandemic. So there were still tons and tons of expats here. And And yeah, there was 85, 90 Ohio State. No, he was an American guy. He's from Ohio. And then you'll have some Chinese that like went to school. Like there was a bunch of Chinese that were there that went to school at Ohio State, like studied there and then like moved back or something like that.
Well, it checks out.
Anyway.
You're from Ohio, aren't you? I mean,
Me? No.
What's you got some sort of connection to Ohio?
No, well, my dad went to college in Ohio, but no, I don't. I mean, I just root for the Cincinnati teams because I liked them as a kid. I have Ken Griffey Jr.
I got you. First, I knew you grew up in Florida, but I thought for some reason that you were born in Ohio or something. Okay.
No. Just my dad went to college in Ohio, but beyond that, nothing.
Yeah, Volusia's a Florida man.
Yeah. That is true.
That explains a lot.
And he got lucky that he didn't get roped into being a Florida State or a Florida fan. He's one of the good ones.
Well, I told you that I got a full ride to Florida and Florida State, and I turned it down to go to Clemson.
What was the reason that you chose Clemson over those two?
I was just a Clemson fan ever since I was a little kid. We used to vacation in South
So it wasn't for your major or anything like that, or
no, not at all. No.
That's cool.
I just wanted to go to Clemson, and I didn't want to go to Florida or Florida State, so I didn't. Yeah, so like my dad said, because I got a full ride, right, to all the state schools in Florida. And my dad was like, because it would have saved them money that they'd saved up for college, right? So he's like, if you go to UF or FSU, I'll buy you a new BMW. And if you go to Clemson, I'll buy a used Volkswagen. So I got the fucking used Volkswagen.
Damn.
Yeah.
I got to say, now, you know how I feel about Clemson, but I probably would have taken the free ride, man, and taken the BMW too.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Imagine like having to go to Florida State game. Like, ugh, no, fuck that. Absolutely not. No way.
Riz Chat says you sold out your country and your state.
I don't know if moving away is selling out.
That's a casket right there.
Casket!
If you move away from a place, that means you're selling it out. I don't know. That seems a lot, but okay.
Where all did you apply other than those three schools?
Let's see. I did Columbia. I did NYU, Georgia Tech.
Jesus Christ, were you like a Mensa student or something?
Yeah, I was valedictorian in my high school. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's shocking. I mean, no offense. But
I had a really good SAT score and all that too. So.
Wow.
And so I did Cornell, I think, and I did Brown. I got into Cornell and Brown. Got waitlisted at Columbia. Got into Georgia Tech.
So you were the valedictorian. Did you go to like a special school or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
Public school. No, it wasn't like a great school. It was just a regular public school. But yeah. So I got into most of them. I got waitlisted at Columbia, but I didn't really want to go there. For me, it was down to Clemson or NYU. And I got
you can't talk about two polar opposite. Like
I know, right? Imagine what I would be like if I went to NYU. I can't even.
Oh God.
But I wanted to go there, but it was 50%. I got a 50% scholarship, but the tuition is so expensive anyway, and like living, it's in Manhattan, right? So
yeah, doesn't it cost like $100,000 a year or some crazy shit like that?
Back then it was like 55 or 60.
Yeah.
And my dad was just kind of like, "This is a bit of a stretch," and I was like, "Yeah, fair enough." Okay.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, how much would it cost to get a fucking apartment there?
That's the other thing. Yeah.
Like $4,000 a month.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I like New York and everything. I could live there maybe, or I definitely could have at that age. I would have liked it, but Clemson was better. I'm glad I made the right decision there.
Like the College of Charleston here in Charleston, I want to say, and I'm just guessing, but I know there was an official number whenever I was looking to possibly go there when I was in high school. Yeah. Something like over 90% of the students are out of state. And most of them come from the Northeast.
Now, is College of Charleston a state school or is it a private school?
That's a good question. I think it's a private school, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's small. I mean, there's like 6,500 students or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I met a dude. I don't know if I told you this story in Australia. I was at this bar in Australia in Sydney, and I just randomly walked into it, right? And the guy behind the bar I couldn't hear his accent, so I didn't know. I figured he was Australian, right? And then he turns around, he's pouring a beer for somebody, and he's wearing a fucking Gamecocks hat. And I was like, what the fuck? So immediately I'm upset, right? I'm like, what the fuck? I come all the way to Australia for this shit? Like, what the fuck? And then
that checks out.
He turns around, he's American. I'm like, okay. And so I was like, so I started immediately talking shit, not like friendly banter, polite shit, but like shit, you know. And he's from fucking Charleston, dude. He went to CFC. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
I mean, if I was a South Carolina fan, I'd move as far away possible from the university as I could, like he did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's 3-1 Florida now.
Nice. Yeah. What did Caglione hit a home run? That dude fucking mashes.
Is that the guy that we kept walking?
Yes.
Yeah. He's the best hitter in the country, isn't he?
Dude, he hit a bomb against, what was it? NC State, maybe? I don't know. He just smashes. He's really good.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, but
looks like a good bet.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
And the money line's already moved all the way to -250 for Florida now.
There you go.
I'm locked in.
Florida State was up 11-4 at one point against Tennessee, and that didn't hold out for them.
No, college baseball is I mean, Major League Baseball is pretty hard to bet, but I think college baseball is harder.
Yeah, college baseball, you never know what the hell is going to happen. College baseball is harder to bet than the NCAA basketball tournament, which is already impossible.
Well, I just told you last night.
Yeah, I mean, I think baseball just in general is harder because the umps have so much more of an effect on the game than basketball refs or football refs can.
And there's also just baseball is a more inherently random sport than those other two are.
That's why I like it. I'm very simple when it comes to baseball betting. I'm either betting the money line bet for a heavy favorite or the over under.
Okay.
I almost never do the points. You know, the run line.
Yeah.
Oh.
Plus, the other thing about college baseball is because they play so many games in like the College World Series. Like, I mean, obviously Florida, if they win, or Kentucky plays a doubleheader today, and then they have to play game after game after game in these double elimination tournaments. And the problem is that there's not enough pitching depth. And so that's just, you know, you never fucking know what you're going to get from one pitcher or another who's tired or who's a freshman or who, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, now I'm kicking myself for not taking the over-under bet. Now the over-under is all the way up to 16.5 now. Oh. Oh, well.
Right, Uncle Lou says FSU man told me that ESPN picks college. Now, of course, when your team loses, it's rigged, right? Now, the FSU football thing was rigged, and that was horseshit. The playoff, them getting left out of the playoffs was ridiculous. But
well, there was, I mean, there was an at bat in that game where they called a check swing that absolutely was a swing.
But the thing about that, Slim, is that would have ended the game. That
was still before the comeback, though.
No. That was the last strike of the game. If he calls that appropriately a strike,
was it the last one?
They were one strike away from winning the game. That would have ended the game if they called it correctly.
So according to I forget who, somebody on Twitter posted the actual rule from the rule book as far as the check swing goes, and there really is no rule. The rule is it's up to the umpire to decide whether he swung or not. There's nothing that says it has to go over the front or the back of the plate or anything like that.
Right.
So, I mean, I think we all have an idea of what a check swing is and what it's not, but the rules don't really clearly define it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would be pretty upset if that happened to us, but you know.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, let's be honest. I'm still not sure what is and isn't a catch in the NFL.
Well, nobody knows.
Right.
The refs don't know. Clearly. No.
Still not sure what targeting is. And now we get to have fun this season and figure out what's a clean tackle and what isn't.
In the NFL, the hip drop tackle, you mean?
Yeah, is that just the NFL or college is probably going to do the same thing eventually.
Yeah, it's just the NFL.
Unless the NFL does away with it this season because it goes as disastrously as people think it's going to.
It will be a disaster. You're right.
That's going to be terrible, yeah. But then again, they don't have targeting in the NFL, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, they do.
Well, they have personal fouls, but they don't throw you out of a game or.
Well, they just don't throw. They just fine you instead of throwing you out of the game.
Yeah, it's a fine and a 15-yard penalty or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. College football will definitely do the hip drop thing because, well, I mean, the fact that they do targeting, it just tells you where they're headed.
Right, sure. Well, they'll follow the NFL. They'll let the NFL do it for a year.
If the NFL keeps it, yeah, it'll end up in college. If the NFL does away with it because it is the disaster that some people think it's going to be, then college football, I don't think will pick it up.
Right.
And if they start, teaching these kids not to do the hip drop tackle, then you're probably going to see a lot higher scoring games too, because they're going to hesitate when they go to tackle, not wanting to get a penalty and miss the tackle altogether.
One of those silly plays where the guy should have tackled him and didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, just fucking make it flag football. That's how I think this is going to be. And targeting rule kind of proves it. Like, because so many people are going to be uncertain of it, the refs are going to throw the flag every time just to have them look at it, whether it's actually falls under what it should or shouldn't.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to tell you something, Slim. Remember how we had the conversation last month or something about how you said that the quarterback market's going to reset itself in the NFL?
No, I didn't say it was going to. I said that was the prediction of some people.
No, you said it was going to.
I just happen to agree with that prediction.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that prediction so far is wrong. Jared Goff just got an insane contract. Jared Goff.
I saw it.
Trevor just got an insane contract, and now they're saying that C.J. Stroud is on pace to most likely sign the highest contract, bigger than Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be something around $700 million.
Shit, how many years are they going to sign him for? I don't think you can sign that long of a deal in the NFL, can you?
Well, Mahomes is 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Stroud probably they're not going to, they'll re-sign Stroud in 2 years.
Yeah. But what they're projecting is a $650+ million contract for probably 8 to 10 years. So that's what, $65 million a year.
That's crazy.
Trevor's getting $55 million a year. Goff is getting over $50 million a year.
Which is completely weird because neither one of them have earned it at all.
Well, I understand why they're locking down Trevor. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Right. Look, first of all, the Jaguars history
Has he panned out so far?
I mean, he's done well when he's been healthy for the most part, outside of his rookie year, but that's different. And then I think he definitely still shows a lot of flash. I mean, he plays really well, and he just.
Yeah, Trevor's good. As long as Trevor stays healthy, he's going to have a very good career in the NFL.
Right. And the other thing about the Jaguars is their history. I mean, they've only been around for less than 30 years, but their history with quarterbacks has been pretty horrendous over their entire franchise history, and they're not a free agent market destination. So teams like the Jags just have to overpay for people sometimes to, because they're not going to sign, a huge free agent or something. Well,
even if he if he wins one Super Bowl and that the span of that contract is worth every penny.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if he gets close.
I think they're going to be pretty good this year.
I disagree. I think that much money, multiple Super Bowls, or no, it's not worth it.
Well, here's the thing.
At the very least, multiple Super Bowl appearances.
Winning is one thing, but making money for the franchise is another, and he is a huge draw. He makes them a lot of money.
The thing is, you're going to have 10 quarterbacks on that salary within the next 2 years, and you can't have 10 teams making.
Holy shit, grand slam.
Oh, for Florida?
Fucking 7-1.
There you go.
Jesus.
Told ya.
Damn. I'm not even watching the game. I'm just watching the score go up. It went up by 4 points in 2 seconds, so I'm assuming it was a grand slam. It had to be. Huh. Does anybody know anything about BVD? Is he home?
I do not know.
What's up? Sorry, I was getting a beer. What's going on?
I was talking about BVD. He was in the hospital last week. Again. The reason I'm asking is because Tennessee's playing today. I figured he'd...
Oh, right.
Oh, he did a show. Oh, so he is home. All right, good. That's good news.
I didn't know he did a show. I never got a notification for it.
I didn't either.
Thanks, YouTube.
You should stream the Tennessee game. I'd watch it.
Sure. So it's 7-1 now. Florida's up in the first inning.
It's still the first inning, yeah. 7 runs in the first, or 8 runs total in the first inning. That's crazy. This game might be over 20 by the time it's over with. Probably will be. He said it's bad luck for him to stream. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Germany and Hungary starts in 20 minutes. You can bet on that.
Germany and Hungary?
Yep. And this tournament's in Germany, and they crushed Scotland in their first game, so they might be a good bet.
Is Hungary good?
They're okay.
Yeah.
What did they do in their first game? I think they... What did Hungary do? Oh, they would have played... Shit, who's in it? Switzerland. They lost to Switzerland. Actually, they got their ass kicked.
Damn.
That game. Yeah. So yeah, I would go with Germany. But then again, there's gonna be juice on it. It's the same. You can do it.
They lost to Switzerland in the war too. Man, they're getting beat down bad.
I don't know. I don't really bet on soccer, so I don't really bet on sports at all. But I don't know how the money lines work or anything like that. Germany money line is a great bet, but it's probably like minus a lot. So I don't know.
There's a guy I follow on Twitter. Sometimes I take his picks, sometimes I don't, but he's a betting guy, like a professional gambler. And his main thing is soccer.
Right.
He's always on there posting his soccer picks and prop bets and
yeah.
But I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm not betting soccer.
I don't know what the money, like Havertz, one goal for Havertz for Germany. It's probably a good bet, I would say.
Buffalo Bills made $65 million profit last year after all expenses, and the least successful team financially in the NFL.
Right.
There you go.
Do revenue sharing and shit, so. Yeah, the NFL makes bank.
I think all the professional sports make bank.
Well, NFL, in all American sports, NFL's easily number one.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out all the people that said they were going to quit watching because of Kaepernick were full of shit. Shocker.
Yeah, I saw somebody posted a picture yesterday of the Atlanta Braves stadium during the game, and they have this big, Atlanta A,
right,
in the stadium, and they painted it, or I don't know, it's a light maybe, like a pride flag. Boy, people were mad about that. People were mad about that.
Foaming their underwear about this kind of shit.
Yeah.
You think people would be more concerned about more important stuff than that, but okay.
I mean, to be fair, the Braves do play like they're gay, so.
I mean, baseball, the MLB does make bank because they play 162 fucking games. Yeah. MLB makes bank too.
Yeah, if you go to like a Tuesday 12 o'clock in the afternoon game, it's actually affordable, unlike the NBA and the NFL.
Sure, yes. And look, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of empty seats at a lot of baseball games. It's just because there's so many fucking games. Like, people who have season tickets don't go to all the games. But if you have season tickets for the NFL, you do. And if you have season tickets for the NBA, you're going to most of them.
Major League Baseball has an attendance issue. I think they have an attendance issue every...
I think the NBA's... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think they have an attendance issue every summer during the dog days of summer because it's, games during the week, it's 150 degrees outside.
Right.
But, once you get into the fall play, the stadiums sell out for the most part.
They make their money for the TV and the streaming services.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, I mean...
Well, and charging $18 for a beer and,
right,
$10 for a hot dog.
And the merchandise and blah, 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 blah. It's not ticket gate.
I do think the NBA's...
Good.
I do think the NBA's kind of shooting itself, though, because with this whole game management shit, Like, I would go to more Grizzlies games if they would stop, benching the people that you're going to see that fans want to see play. Because this game doesn't mean so much. I'm taking this game off.
I agree with you on that. And that's a fairly new thing. When I say fairly new, like the past 15 or 20 years. It didn't used to happen before that.
Yeah.
Dude, the Grizzlies are awesome. John Morant's going to be back. That's my favorite team in the NBA, them in Dallas. Dude, John Morant is going to be back next year. They're a fun team, dude.
I'm pretty sure I saw a stat. Somebody could correct me on this.
Keep himself out of trouble.
LeBron James.
Keeps himself out of trouble. They're going to be really damn good, dude. He's really good.
LeBron James took off more games in one season than Michael Jordan took off his entire career.
When? This year?
I don't know what year it was.
40.
40 games.
No, he's 40 years old.
Oh, so?
Come on, man.
He's 40 years old. He's also getting paid a fucking mint to play basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
he has to play basketball. I mean,
imagine if you had a salaried job making a bunch of money and you told your employer, I'm only going to show up half the time, but you're still going to pay me the amount of money that you're paying me. What would they tell you?
I mean, yeah, you're here to play basketball, so play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm obviously you understand why they do it because they want to save him, not get him hurt, have him healthy for the stretch run, and it works out for some teams, and then it doesn't work out for others. The Clippers do it all the time, and they still blow it every single year. Spectacular.
Well, it didn't seem to work out for the Lakers very well. They didn't.
No.
Win.
Well, they're just not very good. The Lakers just aren't a very good team.
Well, that's the Clippers. I mean,
yeah, the Clippers are going to clip, dude.
The Clippers are never any good anyway. So.
Well, they're good. Now, that's the thing, Vic, is that over the last 15 years, they've been good every year, and then they just fuck it up every single time like clockwork.
Now, maybe this might be news I don't know about. Lou says Jay Morant will be in prison before the season starts. He can't keep it together. Did he do something else now? Is he out here waving around guns on Instagram again? What's he doing?
No.
Around a gun in a club.
Yeah, gun in the club.
I mean, guess what? You can. I didn't know John Morant's been arrested for anything. I know he did. He did plenty of shit people didn't like. He got him suspended. I didn't know he did anything to get arrested.
He hasn't, although apparently he had the gun in the club thing was in Denver, and it's illegal in that either in Colorado or at least in that county or maybe just the city to do that. But they didn't charge him for it. He hasn't been arrested ever.
Well, in the video he got suspended for, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. That's what I was saying. I hadn't heard of him being arrested or charged with anything. So
he hasn't. He just violated.
Yeah, team rules.
Yeah.
Or NBA rule. I don't know. It's a team or NBA or both. Probably both.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be.
I mean, I guarantee you, Plexico Burress wasn't supposed to have a gun on him wherever the hell he shot himself.
No. So that was different because he was in New York City. And he had an unregistered gun, which is you get 3 years mandatory sentence in New York City for that, no matter who you are. So actually, that's why he had to go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, Plexico Burress broke the law for sure, but John Morant hasn't done that.
I don't even. Can you even get a concealed carry permit in New York at all?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Slim, do you know?
You can. That's what that whole kerfluffle was about with the Supreme Court a few months ago with their Bruin decision. And because, I mean, New York was basically keeping people from getting permits to carry. And then I heard something about New York just rewrote the law and passed it again. So they're having to go to court over it again. It's a fucking mess.
Oh.
You can get it, but you have to have a New York pistol license plus the concealed carry permit. I'm looking at it now.
And you probably had to pay through the nose to get that.
They were basically refusing to issue people carry permits.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember there was a story. I believe the guy was a United States Marine. He was overseas. He got deployed. He came back, and I want to say he was from Florida, but he got deployed back to Pennsylvania. Anyway, to make a long story short, he had to rent a car to drive home. So he was driving from somewhere in the Northeast down south. And he had his guns with him. They were all unloaded in his trunk. He got pulled over in Washington, D.C. when he was driving through D.C. on the interstate. And they looked in his trunk, found the guns, and they charged him. Just for traveling through there with guns, not even carrying one necessarily.
Presumably, if he was
now see,
that's
a fucking problem, because there are laws on the books, and even if something is quote unquote banned in a certain state, there are exceptions carved out in law if you're just passing through.
Yeah, see, I don't know how that case ended up. I do know he did get arrested and charged. I don't know if they ended up dropping it or not. They may have.
Right. I mean, if he's doing it illegal,
well, right. That's the point. He should have never been arrested in the first place.
Yeah, New York, where the criminals run the show. Yeah, except it's not the ones you're thinking of. It's the ones on Wall Street. Acting like New York is some sort of...
I mean, yeah, that argument could be made, but New York has a serious crime problem right now.
It's not that bad.
You do.
Okay.
I mean, is it as bad as
people that live in New York say different, but okay.
Well,
is it
crime is
bad
way down in every city in America right now compared to what it was
Is it as
10
bad
years,
as
20 years, and 30 years ago.
It is as bad as Atlanta, right?
I don't know if that's true, Volusia.
The numbers bear it out. People say they don't. People say they feel like crime is up, but facts don't care about your feelings.
I don't know. There's been 20 people shot in Chicago since last week.
About your feelings, in cities like Philadelphia, literally just had the highest murder rate ever in the history of that city. That city's 300 fucking years old.
List of United States. Hold on.
Like, I get Sam Cedar has you convinced of a bunch of dumb shit, but...
Oh, he's good, yeah.
Lou says, when I first got a gun, they told me in Georgia I could have it in the glove box, but I drove into South Carolina. I had to have it on the seat. Is that true? No, that's not true. In South Carolina, if you don't have a permit, you can still carry a gun in the car. It has to be in the center console. It has to be something that latches. So either the glove box or a center console where it latches down. It doesn't have to be locked. It just has to be latched.
Does it need to be unloaded as well?
But if you have a permit like me, I can carry a gun on my hip in my car.
All right. Well, if the gun is in the glove box, how will the police know it's there?
Well, you're supposed to tell them.
Right.
You're actually required by law. I don't know about Georgia or South Carolina particularly, but in Tennessee, you're required by law to inform them.
Yeah, you're not required to inform them here. Although, if I have a gun in the car, if I get pulled over, I give them my license and I can still carry a permit without them even asking.
Yeah. Now, see, some of that's changed in Tennessee since they passed constitutional carry, and I need to. What I normally do is get information on that from the DA's office, and I need to do that.
I don't know where you heard that, Lou, but because basically, as a matter of fact, if you had your gun sitting on the seat, they would probably write you a ticket for it. It's supposed to be hidden. Yeah, I don't know who told you that, but
see, they will absolutely lie to you, because I got in a conversation with. As a matter of fact, I was at the way station coming into Atlanta, right there just before you get to Six Flags on I-20, and I was just sitting there shooting shit with the guy, and we got talking about guns, and I had told him what a DOT officer in Arkansas had told me, that, quote, you're not allowed to carry firearms at all if you're hauling hazmat. And he gave me his card. He said, if any officer ever tells you that, he said, have them call me and cite that law to me, because I've never fucking heard it.
Right.
Description says nobody should be allowed to carry a gun. Well, you don't want to come over to my house then, buddy.
Right.
Sorry.
Don't come to my house. I hate it for you.
Well, you'll leave all kinds of mad. I just think, first of all, the police, if they're pulling somebody over, if you automatically go ahead and let them know the situation, then that releases all fear. They're more worried about people that don't want you to know they have a gun.
And normally you're right, but I've had some that got weird after I handed them my permit. They're definitely the minority.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've had it happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, if somebody's looking to kill a police officer, they're not going to announce they have a gun. So.
No, they're not. And I tell you what, it's mostly every time I had somebody get weird about it, it was a city cop.
Yeah, well, that checks out too. Yeah, the state police don't care as much, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got pulled over yesterday because I didn't know my tags were expired. And I tried to hand him my carry permit because I do the same thing. Handed my carry permit just as a unspoken way of saying, "Hey, I got a gun."
Right.
He was like, "Yeah, it's cool. I don't need it."
Yeah.
What state was that in?
Tennessee. I was at home yesterday. I was in my pickup.
I was talking to C-Dog about the South Carolina permit. See, every state's different with the carry permit. So in South Carolina, you have to take a concealed weapons permit class. So it costs $50 for the license and then $50 for wherever you go to get the course done. And then it takes like 3 months. They send it in to you. In Georgia, apparently, all you have to do is go to the DMV and just pay like a $25 fee, and they just give it. You don't have to take a class. They just give you the permit, as long as you're not a felon.
In Mississippi as well.
Yeah.
Because I know some guys in Mississippi that have theirs. Tennessee, you have to do the whole classroom thing, and you have to pass a shooting test.
Yeah, I had to do all three. I had to pass a shooting and a written test. It was a 100-question test.
Yeah, I don't remember how many. I didn't have to do all that, but I sat through the class when my wife got hers, because they took my weapons qualification from. I got mine when I worked at the prison. But they had to. I don't remember how many questions were on the test, but you had to pass a written test, and then you had 50 rounds on range, and you had to get so many of them within a human-sized silhouette.
Yeah, well, ours was 25 shots. I mean, 95% of the class was in the classroom. The shooting part was actually kind of silly. It's a total of 25 rounds. You do 5 rounds from 5 yards, 5 more rounds from 10 yards, and then so on all the way up to like 20 yards. And you have to hit a certain amount in the A zone. You get points. It doesn't really. They don't really teach you how to shoot, which they should be doing. They should be doing, lessons. I mean, I realize some people know how to shoot already, but they should be teaching you how to shoot, not just seeing how good you can shoot. That's my opinion.
Well, I think everybody needs to go through a class to learn how to handle a firearm, but I'm actually against that whole process. Like, in my opinion, you don't, and I've heard this argument made, and it's dumb as hell. Well, you have to have a license to drive a vehicle and prove you can drive, so you should have to have one to carry a gun, too.
Yeah.
But driving is a privilege. Carrying a gun is not.
Yeah, it's in the Constitution. It's different. Now, this is funny. Lou says the YouTube videos of people that march down the street with their AR-15s just to piss the cops off are hilarious. So I think it's in Florida, and I know there's other states, too.
Texas is another one I've seen a lot.
In Florida, well, you can do it here too. Yeah, but we have open carry, constitutional carry is what they call it here in South Carolina.
Yeah.
But anyway, in Florida, in particular, I know that even if you don't have a conceal or a carry permit, as long as you're in the act of either hunting or fishing, this is the problem, the or fishing part, then you are allowed to open carry a firearm. Now, why you would need a firearm to go fishing, I don't know, but that's the law.
Who carries a firearm while fishing?
So here's what these guys do. They're called Second Amendment auditors. You know about the First Amendment auditors, the free speech people.
I've seen that guy's videos that you're talking about.
Yeah, so what he does basically is he'll go to an area where there is water, where you could possibly fish, but it's a highway, and he straps an AR-15 around his back and walks down the fucking street with a fishing pole. He's not fishing. And so, people see this guy walking down the street with a rifle on his back down the highway, and so they call it in, So then the cops come and they're like, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm fishing. And they're like, you're not fishing. He's like, well, I'm walking to go fish over here, you know, like 20 yards away, he'll point. It's a whole thing. I mean, he's not breaking the law technically, but of course, if you walk around the highway with a fucking rifle on your back, people are going to call the cops on you. I mean,
well, look, I understand, you know, fighting for rights and making all this. This is good. I just people that are intentionally provoking. How bored are you?
Well, that guy in particular, he's looking for an interaction with the police. That's what he wants. I mean, he's got a YouTube channel.
He wants to
do that.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that he's white as well.
He's definitely white. Yeah, he's a Florida man.
White,
I mean,
white AF. Yeah.
Do they need a hunting or fishing permit to go hunting or fishing in South Carolina?
Yeah. I think every state you do.
Unless it happens to be like a private pond.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that. I do know you're supposed to have one, but you can just go to Bass Pro Shops or fucking Walmart and buy one for like $10 or something.
Well, it's that way in Tennessee too. You don't need a hunting or fishing license if it's private land.
Yeah, private land, that would make sense, yeah. Yeah, Brad Pitt says he is fishing. He's fishing for the police.
Yeah. Hey, and he always looks fun.
Got one on the. I got a big one on the line, boys.
I've seen him, and he goes all across the state. So that's how you know he's just looking for fucking trouble.
Oh yeah, he is. Now he claims he's.
I've seen him do shit in Hillsborough County. I've seen him do shit in Lake County. I've seen him do shit in Pinellas County, which is where I used to live.
Right.
You got, you know, the First Amendment thing is already a little bit risky. You might get arrested, but when you do that, you're running the risk of maybe getting shot. You got to be careful with that.
You want to see funny? Have you seen the new trend with these First Amendment auditors and shit like that? Oh, they're trying shit with MPs on military bases. Oh, they're fucking around and finding out. That shit's hilarious.
Yeah, that's incredibly stupid.
That is.
Yeah.
My favorite First Amendment auditor is the guy named Travis Hines. I played his videos on here before. They're hilarious. He's a homeless guy. He lives in his car. He's like a fucking nomad. Like, he just travels from town to town. I guess he makes whatever little money he makes off of YouTube to support his car and, you know, all that, food. But he's the guy who, when the police come up wherever he's at a public library charging his phone or sitting in a parking lot somewhere, and people call the police on him because he's just sitting there all day. And they come and ask him, you know, can we see your ID? And his answer is, yeah, sure, we can exchange IDs. And they're like, what?
Yeah, I've seen that guy.
That guy's a fucking trip. He's been arrested like 50 times. Huh?
I said exchange IDs like you exchange.
Yeah, he said, yeah, but he's basically saying, I'll give you my ID if you give me yours.
Right.
Yeah. And they're like, what? No, that's not how this works. He goes, well, I mean, why are you being so hostile? I'm willing to exchange IDs with you.
That's how that works.
He's funny, though. He does get arrested a lot, though.
That's probably how he fucking makes his living, is suing dumb police departments that do shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he's been arrested a lot, but most of the time they drop the charges because they don't have a reason to arrest him in the first place. He just pisses them off. They get mad.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you can get 10 grand a pop for false arrest.
Yeah.
Second inning is over.
7-1 still.
Yep.
All right. I'm watching the soccer game. It started.
Still 7-1, Florida.
Yeah, I saw in the comment section. I heard somebody's feelings Monday on the show. Because apparently no responsible gun owner agrees with anything I say.
Oh, you're talking about description. Yeah, he just hates guns. So.
No, this is like DeRiz or something like that. That was on there Monday.
Oh, he's in here today too.
Yeah.
You had some folks disagreeing with you. I didn't want to get into it because you know more about this topic than I do.
You're a responsible gun owner. Yep.
I don't even know what that means.
Responsible gun owner. None of my guns have ever shot anybody or killed anybody. I'm pretty responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what that term means.
Yeah, so that means.
It's kind of like assault rifle. It's a blanket term that can cover a lot of things.
I mean, in my opinion, is somebody who follows the law as far as guns go is a responsible gun owner. I don't know what to even, like I said.
Yeah. That's what that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's no law about where you need to store your guns in your house, but you can do it responsibly or irresponsibly. That's
Well, sure. I mean, if you got kids running around and you just have guns laid everywhere, you're a fucking idiot.
Yep.
I mean, that's what they.
But they also don't do you a whole lot of good if they're not locked up. If they're locked up and unloaded whenever somebody kicks in your door. It's like, wait a minute, Mr. Burglar. Let me figure out my combination real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a biometric safe right by my bed.
Somebody's got a really good joke about that. Like
It takes literally less than 2 seconds for me to get my gun out of the safe. Put my finger on it and it opens up. So.
What is the Bill Burr's joke? Is something like you got to tell the burglar to stay, or maybe it's Jim Jeffries. You tell the burglar to stay there, and then you're arguing with whether you can't figure out the combination. Go to
That sounds like something Bill Burr would say.
No, I think it's Jim Jeffries.
You may be right.
Because Jim Jeffries is definitely anti-gun.
I don't know, but Bill Burr just strikes me as anti-everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like you.
Not anti-everything.
Oh, you're a little bit Bill Burrish, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pro common sense.
And by the way, let's be clear here. That's a compliment, actually, so don't take it the wrong way. But Bill Burr will argue with anybody about anything, and you're the same way.
Yeah.
Listen, if we all sat here on the show and agreed on everything and had happy kumbaya moments,
it would be boring.
nowhere near as entertaining.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
So I'll absolutely sit here and argue a point. Hell, I'll argue a side of a point that I may personally disagree with.
Right.
Yeah, that's why Scott Kerr gave you that stop sign. He said that the slimmest argue with a stop sign. That might have been one of the funniest things I've ever seen when he brought that damn stop sign out. Where the fuck did he even buy that? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, but it's still hanging up in my garage.
I gotta go pee. I'll be right back.
All right, do your thing.
All right.
Have fun.
I wish I could see the comments section. I'd be able to argue a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Especially with people that disagree with me.
No, I'm not looking at it at the moment. Ooh. But yeah, no, the provokers, I don't understand the why. I mean, it's just insane to me to go around provoking people for no reason. Just there's no. I don't get that.
That's like what they call the sovereign citizens.
Well, those people are stupid as fuck.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're normal. So.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that was just not something I can grant everyone. You're right.
I mean, I agree those people are annoying, but I've definitely been entertained by them on YouTube.
Sure.
Yeah, when they get arrested and tased.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Same time.
Yeah. You're just playing with fire doing that, man. It's pretty dumb. But
No, I mean, there's some stuff that I think it's labeled that way that isn't necessarily meant to go that way, though.
True. But the dude with the fishing rod and the rifle is obviously.
Well, I mean, if you sit there and watch his full length video, he actually does go fishing. So I'll give him that much credit.
Yes,
But
he does like 30 seconds of B-roll footage of him fishing. He's not actually fishing.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
he absolutely does it to provoke.
the guy's been fishing for 13 years and hasn't caught a single goddamn fish. He's either the worst fisherman ever, or he's just looking for police interaction.
Or he just puts
Like,
the hook in the water and no bait.
Right.
I try to avoid police interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, you have people, okay, I've literally had somebody call I think it was Walmart security because I was reaching for something at the grocery store. My shirt rode up. They saw I had a gun.
Oh.
What the fuck?
And the police were called because of that?
No, they called Walmart security, but
Oh, okay.
I was just like, really? I mean, I told him, I was like, dude, I was reaching for something. My shirt rode up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've called the police once in my entire life, and I guess I'm lucky to not having been in a situation where I had to call the police because something bad had happened. But I've only called the police once in my entire life.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, most likely, I've never called the police before, but if I did, it would most likely be to report like a stolen vehicle if my car got stolen, or if I needed an ambulance for some reason.
So I guess.
Well, I mean, I accidentally got somebody arrested one night because I didn't call the cops. I didn't call 911 because it was an emergency. But some fucking dipshit literally just like I live on a 55 mile an hour highway.
yeah.
Somebody literally just parked their car in traffic in front of my house, got out, gotten whoever's vehicle was following them, and just fucking left it there. And this is 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night.
Yeah, someone's going to slam into that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I called the cops. Well, they ran the registration, and the cop knew who it was and called him to come get his vehicle. Well, of course, he showed back up drunker than shit because he was drunker than shit when he crawled out of it. And, I mean, to the cop's credit, he told him like 15 times to shut up or I'm going to take you to jail.
Right.
And as Ron White said, he didn't have the ability to remain silent.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I would have done, Slim, instead of call the police? I just would have went and let all the air out of his tires and watched his drunk ass figure out how to drive that flat tire car home. That'd be more entertaining.
No.
Yeah. So was it the American police?
No, it was here.
Okay, it was the Chinese.
What are the Chinese police like?
They're fine, actually. My interactions with them have been almost all positive. The police in China first of all, they don't pull you over because it's just cameras. Like if you speed, there's speed cameras here and there, and they'll just catch you like that. So they don't pull you over. And then
I don't like that already.
Well, it's fine actually. The other thing,
they have those here. They don't do you any good.
Right.
Oh.
They work here. So anyways, but what else?
Well, no, they work here too. They just can't enforce them.
Right. Anyways, the other thing about them is that they don't they're good about not, like, for example, if two people are fighting and the cops are called, the cops will just make you figure it out. And like if you've hurt the other person, you got to pay for their hospital bill later or something.
What?
Like that.
Make you figure it out?
Yeah, like they'll sit you down, but they might bring you to the station and you talk it out and you figure out what happened.
Oh my God!
Come up with a way to
talk it out.
Like, they're not going to like arrest both people necessarily for fighting unless.
Yeah, that shit wouldn't work in America.
Well,
right.
Well, no, they're not necessarily going to here. Depending on the state you're in,
right.
There's like a dozen states with mutual combat laws.
Right. What I'm saying is the cops here usually are much more like they don't get in your face. They're not super bossy and aggressive. They're pretty reasonable. You know, like the one time I had to call him was because the security guard at my apartment complex was being an asshole and he didn't want to let me in. And I was like, fuck you. And so I called the cop and the cop was like, do you live here? He's like, yep. Are you registered? I'm like, yep. And he's like, let him in. And that was it.
Apparently the Japanese police are pretty hardcore. I saw a video where a guy, he was an American guy actually, he was riding his bicycle and he wasn't doing anything illegal. He was riding his bicycle where it was supposed to be and all that, but it was at nighttime and he didn't have a light on it or a reflector or something. I think you're supposed to have a light over there.
Yeah.
So they fucking arrested him for it. They didn't just write him a ticket and tell him to get your light fixed. They fucking arrested him.
Yeah, here they'll just write you a ticket and the ticket will be like $10 or $20 or something.
Now, you can say that, Pete. I've seen a funny video with Japanese police. Like those people that do pranks out in public.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody went over to Japan doing that shit. And that motherfucker got tossed by the Japanese police real quick. Yeah.
He got in big fucking trouble, too.
How many?
Yeah, they wasn't playing that shit.
Who's that jamoke that goes around England walking in people's houses? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, another huge idiot. A lot of the comments on that one are like, try that in America, see what happens.
Yeah, you walk in somebody's house in America, you can probably there's a good chance you're gonna get shot.
You're not gonna be. Your channel's not gonna last very long.
No.
Try that in a small town.
In a small town.
Yep, fuck around and find out.
Try that in a small town. Oh,
Battle Angel says, I never understood sovereign citizens. Yeah, those people are weird.
Nobody does.
Well,
Nobody does.
But if you're Celine Driver, you think that everybody who does the First Amendment videos is a sovereign citizen. That's just not true either. Sovereign citizen is somebody that believes that there's no laws apply to them.
Yes, that means that they're like claim.
I would.
Well, and then some of them throw up the Articles of Confederation, which
like that went out of the window.
We don't use that anymore.
18th
the minute
century.
you ratified the Constitution, that went out the window.
Yeah, that got thrown out. Yeah, we don't use that anymore. Yeah.
Riz Chat says people are itching to blow you away. No, but if you break into somebody's home, if somebody breaks into my home, I'm assuming they're there to hurt me or somebody in my house.
Hey, guess what?
Right, so,
if you don't walk in my front door uninvited, there is a 0% chance that I'm gonna fucking shoot your ass in my house.
Yeah.
A 0% chance? What do you mean? You're not gonna do it?
No, he's saying a 0% chance that he's not going to.
Right, but okay, but I think at some point saying, can I help you before you blow them away, to find out maybe they just walked in the wrong house.
You walk in my door you walk in the front door of my house uninvited. No, there is no can I help you.
Well, I guess you also live in the country. Like if you lived in like a city, I mean, maybe they walked in the wrong apartment or something.
I don't give a shit where I live. You walk in my door uninvited.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
We're not figuring out shit.
Yeah, I agree with Slim. You don't know what their intentions are.
Okay, but then if you point a gun at them and they put their hands up, then you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm not pointing a gun at them and waiting to see what they do with their hands. I'm pointing my gun at you. I'm firing.
That's a bit much.
Okay.
No, it's not. Because you're going to have to push me pretty far to get to the point where I'm pointing a gun at you.
All right, but like if they walk in the door and then they see you with a gun and they're like, and they put their hands up, then you're probably not going to shoot them, right?
I don't know if I told this story before. I think it was last summer. I was sitting out on my back porch, and I kept hearing this. It was a weird, like, beeping noise.
No.
And I thought it was coming from my neighbor's yard. Our houses are really close together, so I was like, well, I don't know what's going on over there. Eventually, it kept going on and on and on. It was like a ding, like a ding. Like every 30 seconds, it would go ding, ding, and it was loud. And it sounded like it was coming from inside my yard. So I got up and walked around my yard with my flashlight on my phone and followed the noise and found it. There was a cell phone laying there in my backyard. Now, I have a fenced-in backyard. So I pick up the phone. I go inside, tell Mrs. P. I was like, I just found this fucking somebody's cell phone in our backyard. And she's like, whose fucking phone is that? Blah, blah, blah. Doing what women do.
Right.
And I walked over to my neighbor's house because the phone was on my side of the fence, but it was right on the line, like right up against the fence between me and my neighbor. So I went over there and said, hey, did one of y'all happen to accidentally drop your phone over the fence? I don't know what's going on.
Right.
And she goes, no, well, we're standing out in the front yard talking. And right then a car pulls up. And this dude gets out and he walks up. And I was like, hey, is this your phone? He's like, yeah, man. And I said, why in the fuck is it in my backyard?
Yeah.
It was a scheme to see if you were there.
No. So he came up with he looked like he was a little bit, weird and all this. And he made up some story about, my cousin stole my phone from those apartments over there last night. And then somebody called the cops on him. And he must have been the one that ran through your yard and dropped it. Clearly it was him.
Yeah.
And I told him straight up, I said, running through he had to either jump the fence or went through my fence.
Yeah.
To get in my backyard. There's no other way to get in there. I said, if I would have been sitting out on the back porch whenever this happened, things might have ended differently.
Right.
Yeah. But I gave him his phone and told him to get the fuck out. But I didn't call the cops or nothing. But
He was probably waiting to see if you would pick it up and then try to enter the house when you were not looking.
No. I think he was running from the cops, like he said. He said it was his cousin. I think it was him. And I think he came through my yard and then I think he just ran through the yard and jumped my back fence and went into the woods and didn't know he dropped his phone.
Easier ways to case someone's house than that. Like,
oh. Very few people.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say very few people break into homes nowadays. Spank Mapleton. Is that true? I don't know what the numbers are.
Well, probably because of the fear of getting shot.
Of getting shot? Yeah, that's a pretty good deterrent.
You're probably gonna run into.
It's probably lower in the South than any other region.
Yeah.
You know where it's really high about breaking into people's houses, especially when they're home? England. Because they know they're not going to get fucking shot.
Yeah.
Or get hit with a knife.
Oh, yeah. Let's ban pocket knives, because pocket knives are the problem.
Pocket knives.
Man, I'm waiting on the day. I'm waiting on the day where somebody breaks off a tree branch and beats somebody to death. Yep, we got to ban trees.
They would have banned rocks if they were around when the Cain got slayed or Abel got slayed by Cain.
Right.
Yeah, everybody has Ring doorbells now too. I don't have one. I probably should get one though.
All right, so
how much do they cost?
By that logic, we should ban cars.
The doorbell I think is like $100, but you have to pay a monthly fee. It's like a cell phone. Yeah.
Well, Vic, to that exact point, all we're doing is proving how silly this shit is. Because cars kill way more people than guns every year.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not even particularly close.
So why couldn't you just put a regular camera, like a CCTV camera?
You could, yeah.
You do that.
Put a monthly fee for a fucking camera on your door. That's
You're saying at the Ring doorbell, you have to pay a monthly fee.
Yeah. So it's
what?
For the well, you get the alerts, the updates. It's an app, basically. I mean, it's So I don't know. It's not expensive. It might be like $10 a month or something, but still, you do have to pay for it.
Or you can just do like my buddy did. He's got like 6 or 8 cameras just all around his house.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah.
Including his front porch.
I remember one time I had to call cops because there was an unidentified extension cord and it ran to another yard that was on my property. So I had to call them because I had unplugged it and it was plugged back in. And the cops suggested go ahead and get a hunting camera.
Hold on. So what? No, they were running an extension cord onto your property and plugging it into your house?
Yeah, that's why I called the cops because they were stealing
just cut the cord,
which I paid for.
Did you unplug it?
Yeah, I unplugged it.
He said he unplugged it. I would fucking cut it.
I got a hedge trimmer that would have taken care of that problem really quick.
I was say just cut the cord and then they can't plug it in anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't living there at the time yet, so I had my dad just make sure to cut the power to the outlet temporarily while I'm not living there.
But those hunting trail cams are good for that kind of thing too.
I was talking about this the other day at the Hunter Biden case with the gun. You know, look, Hunter Biden's a piece of shit, but that was a totally ridiculous trial and charge.
Well, they got to charge him with something.
I mean, yeah, did he break the law? Yeah, he did. But how many people that own guns lie on their application? I'm willing to say probably over 50% of the people that do lie on it.
That's why I'm looking for all those child porn charges that he should have got.
But as far as what he got charged with, though, and here's the other thing. They go, okay, well, you can't be on drugs and own a gun. Okay, well, but you can be on drugs and own a car? You just got done talking about how cars kill more people than guns. So as long as you're not drunk or high when you're buying the gun, I don't understand I think it's a bad law.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't go to the DMV to get a license and they're like, do you drink? And if you say, yeah, you can't get a license, no, as long as you're not drinking while you're driving, it's fine.
Yeah.
And the same should be true with guns, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, or snort.
I mean, if somebody's high on weed, they're probably less likely to use the gun than if they're not. Honestly.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Germany scores.
And also, what if he bought the gun when he was sober and then developed a crack problem? How do you prove that?
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
You know?
Well, and like, here's the thing, too,
when
they've
you
added
buy
new
crack.
questions. Have you bought one this year, Pete?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but they've added new questions to that.
I've got the form figured out. I've got it memorized.
The form you got to fill out?
Yeah, it's yes to the first question and no to the rest of them.
Well,
That's it. The first question is, are you buying this gun for you and only you and not as a gift to somebody or, buying it for somebody else? Yes, I'm buying it for me. Everything after that is, are you addicted to drugs? Are you a felon? Are you a legal immigrant? Here's the other thing about the gun application that's funny. They ask what race you are. It's Caucasian and everything else. They don't even specify. It's like Caucasian or other. I'm like, damn.
What the hell is that's insane.
That's exactly how it reads, too. There's two boxes. It's Caucasian or other. Like, God damn.
Wow.
But I do like how they were able to add non-binary to your gender.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to check other one time and see, like, what do they say? Oh, no, you can't get a gun. You're other.
Or put a prefer not to say box somewhere.
No, they don't have that either.
Yeah.
Jay Sipes says it's hard to sleep on crack. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Same thing.
Huh?
I said I've heard the same thing.
Yeah, I've never done crack. Although I'd try anything once. I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I would never try crack.
I never did meth either. I left that one alone too.
No, I stuck to the white boy drugs when I was a kid. Yeah.
Well, I thought meth is a white boy drug.
Oh,
Well, that's true. Yeah.
That is true, but depending on who you ask, it's not.
I already have problems sleeping. I don't need help from meth. So, plus I like my teeth.
Like, I can't even drink caffeine and sleep.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Taking Adderall, it's basically meth anyway.
Yeah, legal meth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit gave me a headache.
Same stuff.
I used it when I was in college to study and stuff, but
And the sad thing is, we give it to kids.
Yeah.
yeah. And the other thing is, it doesn't like get you high the way that a normal drug would. It's like meth without the fucking fun part of it. It's stupid.
Stupid.
That's the fun part.
Then what's the point?
Yeah. Well, it does help you get shit done. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely does, man. I mean, like I used it when if I had procrastinated on like a term paper.
I was about to say that's probably 90% of it is college kids. You know, they go out partying one night, they're hungover the next day. I got a term paper due tomorrow.
Right.
What am I going to do? Well, take this pill, get that paper done.
I used to go to fucking Cooper Library, dude, and park my ass down in the basement of that motherfucker and just write and write and write. Go out, chain smoke 4 or 5 cigarettes, go back in, shit like that. And it turns the most boring topic into the most interesting shit you've ever talked about.
I mean, if you're somebody like let's say your full-time job is coding, right? You're just sitting in front of a computer all day. I mean, if I did that for a living, I'd probably be fucking eating Adderall like if they were goddamn Flintstone vitamins.
Well, don't a lot of truck drivers use meth? Not a lot, but some.
I mean,
when I say a lot, I don't mean I just mean some.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're not talking about you.
Oh, I mean, I've heard stories of guys going coast to coast on that shit without stopping.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yet another reason why I stay away from 18-wheelers on the highway. I don't know. He might be high on meth.
Well, can you go coast to coast on one tank of gas?
I mean, you're able to pump gas while you're high on meth. You do realize that, don't you?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. I've never driven a car while under the influence of a hard stimulant, but I imagine that it wouldn't really mess up your ability to drive a car.
No, probably drive it better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Y'all remember that video that Volunteer Roadshow did?
Yeah.
Where he it looked like he was going on there admitting that he was a drug addict. So it went on for like 10 or 15 minutes. He's like, everybody, all truck drivers do it. I'm ashamed to admit it, blah, blah, blah. And so you're starting to think, oh my God, this guy's about to tell us he's fucking smoking meth or something. And he pulls out a bag of gummy bears. I'm addicted to gummy bears. Yeah.
Well, have you ever heard of the side effects of the zero sugar gummy bears?
Oh, they make you shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard stories of that.
No, I'll remember that next time I'm constipated. I'll eat some zero sugar gummy bears.
The Haribos
Yeah, right.
are the ones that are famous for it.
If you're constipated, zero sugar gummies or Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Clear you right out.
Yeah.
Or your local Chinese food sometimes.
Eat a bag of zero sugar gummy bears and fucking drink a 22-ounce coffee, and you'll be shitting in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
You go to I don't know if it's Amazon or whatever y'all use now, and go to the reviews for the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. And there are people that leave hilarious fucking reviews about how much they're shitting and how embarrassing it was.
Makes me wonder how many of those are legit and how many are the trolls.
Mm.
I'm looking this up because somebody said to look it up.
I guess you don't know until you try it.
Somebody said to look up zero sugar gummy bears review.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Haribo, Haribo is the brand.
Haribo.
It's Haribo.
Haribo, whatever.
Haribo.
The only reason I know that because I've seen the commercial.
Okay. Haribo.
Horrible.
All right, this might be a dud. It might be funny. I don't know. So this is a post by somebody. It says, "I ate an entire bag of zero sugar gummy bears. Here's how it went."
No, I think this is the post that I've seen before. Go for it.
Well, if you ate a whole bag, then that's where you started off wrong.
I think
If you
this
eat a
is
whole
the
bag,
post.
you're asking for much worse
Go for
than
it, Pete.
shitting.
All right. For starters, a lot of people consume these without reading the warning label that says it can cause discomfort. It's because your bodies can't break that stuff down. Well, no shit. Here's what else I learned. It was never Haribo at all, at least not that I can see. This is a long article. Let me.
If it's the one I've seen, it's pretty fucking funny.
It's 9-1 Florida.
All right, so here's some of the reviews. These are all most of these are like 1-star reviews. Worst purchase ever, very gassy and bloated. The next one is a 2-star review, which I don't know why I gave him a 2nd star, but it's labeled Chocolate Rain. Good flavors, but even eating a small bag will give you a case of Chocolate Rain with sweeteners like erythritol available. They have almost no digestive side effects. I find really lazy, contemptible, and cheap of these companies that continue to use maltol. I don't even know what maltol is, but
It's like xylitol. It's artificial sweetener.
oh, listen, this guy, this guy gave it 5 stars, and it's titled Colon Cleanse. It tastes great, but 2 or 3 hours later, your bottle will be pouring straight liquid for 20 to 30 minutes. It's now my go-to laxative.
I'll have to remember that next time my wife's got to get a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
This could be used to torture terrorists.
Oh, you do a bad crime? Oh, your sentence. Eat a whole bag.
Yeah, forget waterboarding. Just make him eat a whole bag of sugar-free gummy bears. Oh, man. This one says, never again, a wild ride.
But that's the one that's got to be the one that I fucking read, dude. There's one that's just, it's a long story, but it's really goddamn funny. And the guy who writes it is just really good at it.
Yeah, it's a long one. You're right. First things first, taste. The gummy bears look pretty much like their sugar-loaded siblings. You pop one into your mouth, preparing for the sweet, fruity explosion that's supposed to happen. But there's a plot twist. They taste like betrayal.
They probably taste like artificial sweetener.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, my God.
And they're diet gummy bears. I mean, that's what it is.
Okay, here's the aftermath. My belly danced to the Macarena while performing parkour moves.
Hey,
artificial
Macarena.
sweeteners is probably the shit causing everybody to have fucking diabetes.
If you're feeling adventurous and want to spice up your life with some unexpected bathroom adventures, these gummies and bears are the ticket to your excitement.
Next thing you know, doctors will have people eat that before a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Because I remember I had to have one 2 years ago. I could not eat for 24 hours and had to take a laxative.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's got to get them every few years because there's a history of it in her family.
Well, you've got the perfect preparatory medicine then.
Yeah, right. She was on that laxative. No, here, this is better. Just take the gummy bears.
Yeah, get a handful of these.
Here's the last paragraph. In conclusion, if you're after an unforgettable experience that will make you question your life choices, dig into a bag of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. They may not be the tastiest treat, but they'll surely give you a wild ride that you won't forget. So buckle up, folks, and enjoy the explosive adventure. That's got to be a troll comment.
I mean, that's actually a pretty good sell job, though.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking crazy. Who knows all the shit they put in there, man? I mean, come on.
Well, speaking of explosive diarrhea, I made some homemade chili yesterday. It was amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Now, it didn't give me explosive diarrhea, thank God. But I made the mistake.
Well, that kind of kills your segue then.
I made the mistake. So we already had the beef, but I had to go get the rest of the stuff from Publix yesterday morning because I knew it was going to cook all day. I made the mistake, instead of getting canned beans, I got dry beans.
Oh, yeah.
So that was about 4 hours of preparation just cooking the fucking dry beans. That's the last time I'll ever do that.
I mean, at least like a normal person, you put meat in it, unlike some people we know.
Yeah, grass-fed beef, corn, 2 cans of tomato soup, 2 cans of Rotel tomatoes, and a shitload of spices.
Nice.
Pretty much what it was.
Do you turn up the heat on it?
Well, I slow cook it all day long. I cooked it for like 8 hours.
Spicy wise.
Oh, yeah, it's spicy, yeah. Yeah. Lots of chili powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, cumin. Who is it that said that? Oh, Riz Chat says chili in the summer. Yeah, Uncle Lou said the same thing. He said, "Why would you eat chili in the summer?" I said, "Because I've got air conditioning in my house."
Yeah, because it's good. What do you mean?
I mean, listen, we're not going to take advice from Uncle Lou, who calls his bean soup chili.
I mean, it's 70 degrees in my house. I'm not going out and sitting in my backyard and 3 o'clock in the afternoon eating a bowl of chili when it's 110 degrees outside.
Does real chili have beans in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
People in Texas would say no.
What?
No,
Well, people in
Texas, they don't put beans in their chili. We have there's a restaurant out here owned by an old dude from Texas called Bubba's, and he does a chili competition every year. And if you put beans in it, you're disqualified.
Well, that's just
I mean,
silly.
I don't I don't do beans in my chili if I'm doing chili for like, dogs and fries.
Okay, well, I thought the chili beans are what makes chili.
Well, you can use any kind of beans you want.
Kidney beans. You put kidney beans.
Yeah, I used red kidney beans. The best ones to use, which they didn't have yesterday, or I would have got them, are the dark red ones. They have dark red, light red, tan, and I think white too.
Yeah, I mean, I like beans in chili, but in Texas they don't play that. They don't do that.
Wow.
So like I said, like if I'm having a bowl of chili, of course it's gonna have beans in it, but I do no beans if I'm doing chili dogs and chili cheese fries or whatever.
Yeah, dog behind enemy line says chili good year round. I agree. Lou says nothing better than 100 degree when it's 100 degrees in a big bowl of chili and wash it down with some hot chocolate. I don't drink hot chocolate because I'm not 12. So,
yeah, exactly.
No matter what time of year it is.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I had hot chocolate.
Fuck.
Yeah, when you were 12.
Yeah, right.
Probably.
Exactly.
Now my kids love it, but they should. They're 8.
Yeah, they're kids.
Right. Yeah.
Wet Blanket says absolutely no beans. That's insane.
Yeah,
So what do you put in it? Just beef?
Yeah, that's what they do.
I mean, the beans is like the main ingredient. I don't understand why anybody would eat chili without beans in it.
Like I said, it depends on the application.
Beans are good for you. It's fine.
It's like
I'm
they
with
say,
you.
good
If
for
you're having
your
a bowl
heart.
of chili, I'm with you. It's all about having the beans.
Yeah.
If I'm doing chili cheese dogs, I don't want beans on my hot dog.
Yeah.
Why not?
Beanless chili.
Yes, and why are meat and beans in the same food group?
Because they're high in protein.
Oh.
Yeah. Chili with no beans is just tomato soup.
Cashews, but I'm not.
Yeah, they're
I'm
high in protein.
Cashews in there with them.
And they have I don't know if they have amino acids in them or anything like that.
Yeah, they're high in fiber, high in protein.
Right.
Yeah, beans are good for you.
If you're somebody who doesn't eat meat, then you need to eat beans.
Well, if you're somebody that doesn't eat meat, there's something wrong with you.
Well, it could be. I mean, I don't know.
It could be health reasons.
Yeah. But for those folks, they need to eat other stuff in that food group. Otherwise, they're going to have health problems.
There's 2 different types of protein, though. The type of protein that you get from nuts and beans is not the same type of protein that's in meat. So it's not the same.
Protein.
Listen, I've
it's
seen that
sufficient.
I've seen that fucking tiger that they trained to eat tofu. The fucking thing looked like death formed over.
Yeah. No, that's because it's a fucking carnivore. You can't. Felines can't. Like, true carnivores can't survive or flourish, at least on that.
Yeah,
People can't.
obviously.
They're omnivores. People don't have to eat meat.
Don't go
But
telling the
cats
vegans that shit.
No, you can't have a vegan cat. That's retarded.
Look, humans have evolved for millions of years to eat both plants and animals. That's just all there is to it. I don't know what, like...
We don't have to, though. But cats do.
You don't have to, but...
What do you mean?
Or a dog be vegan. I mean, yeah.
I think dogs would do better with it than cats would.
Well, people go, oh, well, elephants are big and strong, and all they do is eat plants. Well, yeah, but you're not a fucking elephant. You're a person.
No, elephants don't eat meat. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yes, but are you a fucking elephant?
No. I'm saying if you're a human, you don't have to eat meat. You can only eat plant-based stuff if you're a human and be fine. Lots of people do it.
Well,
but not if you're a cat.
but they're not exactly fine though.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean,
These people are not
the NFL,
are not
I mean,
the fittest and strongest amongst
us.
us.
That's not there's vegans in the NFL, dude. Like, it's not. But
well, I mean, horses only eat grass.
No, I get that Tom Brady eats, fucking rabbit food all the time, but he eats meat too.
Listen to me. Cam Newton was one of the best players in the NFL. He went vegan and stopped having sex and fucking turned into one of the worst players in the NFL almost immediately.
Point proven.
Probably the sex. I don't think that's point proven.
He was bragging because he didn't ejaculate for like 16 months. I'm like, why are you bragging about that?
Makes me feel bad for you.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird flex right there.
Although,
but yeah, you can't. it is just any nutritionist will tell you can't replicate and get the same results in a meat-free diet.
Yeah.
I don't think any nutritionist would tell you that.
Although Cam Newton stopping ejaculating for 6 months probably saved him about $20 million because the guy's got like 8 kids. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That might have been what it was.
That's all right. Tyreek Hill said, "Hold my fucking beer."
Right. Antonio Cromartie, famously.
Who was the damn quarterback too? There was a quarterback. Was it Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, Rivers has like 9 kids or something.
yeah, he's got.
Yeah.
I think it's more than that.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got like a whole football team. He's like,
Yeah.
he got like 11 kids or something. He can fucking trot a whole offense out on the field.
Right. I mean, at least he doesn't have Tyreek Hill's problem. He's got to deal with all them baby mamas.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
That just sounds like a headache.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Do any of y'all follow Antonio Brown on Twitter?
No,
And if you don't,
It's fucking hilarious.
you need to go start doing it today. It might be the funniest account on Twitter.
he's a lunatic. Dude.
He's a lunatic, but he's fucking hilarious. Every day he's got.
like intensely.
I'm not going to say the word, but every day he's got the N word of the day that he posts on there, and the cracker of the day.
Yeah.
And the newest one is the chink of the day, where he does an Asian person.
and every day he has a post going at Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. Oh, he hates Shannon Sharp. Oh, he hates him bad.
Why did Shannon Sharp say something about him or something?
Oh, yeah. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Which Shannon Sharp is far from the only one. Why he focusing on Shannon Sharp is beyond me, but whatever.
Yeah.
He must have said something that really got under his skin because his whole mission is to make to people believe that Shannon Sharp is gay.
Okay.
Yeah. But it is funny though.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Good luck with that, I guess, Antonio. I mean, yeah, he's got CTE. He needs help.
Didn't he just file for bankruptcy recently or something?
He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Go buy his rap album. Help him out.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, when you're that rich, filing for bankruptcy doesn't mean you're broke.
Right.
Right.
He's still got plenty of money, but
Yeah, because didn't famously like 50 Cent filed for bankruptcy with $30 million in the bank?
How do you do that?
shit, I think Donald Trump's filed for bankruptcy like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's like 6 actually.
Yeah.
Well, it funny enough, it seems to coincide with every time he gets divorced.
Right. Well, I know at least 1 or 2 of them are related to him running that casino into the ground, which I'm still confused about how you run a casino into the ground. It's literally rigged in so that.
Uncle Lou, call Hufferbilly Paw. He just texted us and said he needs you to call him ASAP. Why he texted that to the group chat, I don't know. But I'm just passing the message on to you. I think he needs somebody to watch his dog this weekend or something. I don't know what his problem is.
He needs to explain something to you.
He says, now look here, listen.
We're in this group text, and Hufferbilly just he fucking like sends the most random text messages all day long. Like we'll be talking about something like totally unrelated, like sports or something, and he'll just come in with some shit like, you're like, what? Where did they even come from? Look, listen.
I'm gonna have to go out to the range this weekend and try that new gun too. By the way.
Yeah, I like that. I like that gun. I got a gun video coming here soon. I got some new parts coming in for one of my guns, so I'll make a video out of it on this channel. A video that Volusia won't watch it, but some of you might.
I mean, I won't watch it only not because I'm like against it. It's just not. I'm not. It's not.
No, I understand. I get it. That's fine.
Yeah, you don't want to support Pete. We all get it.
No, it's not that. It's just like.
No, I get it. Like if you made a video about soccer, I wouldn't watch it because I wouldn't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I do that. So,
yeah. See.
Lane does a watch video.
I got a new trigger coming in. I got a new new barrel coming in for one of my guns, and I'm way too excited about it, more than I should be. So.
See, that's what I need to do. I need to stop going and buying guns and like get down to, because there's some parts on pretty much.
Yeah, upgrade the ones you have.
Yeah, but then I see another one in the store I want, and I'm like.
Well, there's a trigger that I've been wanting for one of my guns, and it was, in my opinion, it was too expensive, right? So on Father's Day, I got an email from the company that from Canic, that said they had a 50% off sale on that trigger I wanted, so I got it. I couldn't help myself.
Right.
Oh.
So I say that you were triggered.
Why are you looking to replace barrels already? I mean, those barrels are good for 100,000.
No, I'm the threaded barrel, extended barrel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, I've got 2 that came with a threaded barrel, so I was like, that's enough.
So, I'll probably post a video about how to put that trigger in, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Have you ever changed a trigger on one of your guns before, Slam?
Not on mine, but I have some others.
Yeah. I've done 4 guns now, and they're all different, too. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, every single one of them.
But it can either be a 10-minute adventure or an hour-long venture. And I'm hoping this one is a 10-minute one and not an hour-long one. So it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, like I said, I need to chill out a little bit. And like I said, just because I mean, I've gotten a few of mine, the AR, the AK's done. It's mainly the pistols I haven't got around to buying parts for and really tinkering with.
I'm pretty sure that model that you got, there's a company called Apex.
Uh-huh.
I think they make some pretty good triggers. You check into that.
I mean, I'm going to try this one out first. Like to me, the SIG and the HK have really nice triggers, so I have really no want to change those out. The Glock I want to change out. There's a company, it's called Pyramid Trigger, that's supposedly really good for a Glock.
Yeah, get a Glock Performance trigger. That's the one you want.
Okay, I've heard of those too.
Yeah. Glocks have terrible triggers.
Yeah, they're not great. Honestly though, I've had that was the first pistol I bought, so I've had that one for so long that honestly I'm just kind of used to it. I don't even notice how shitty it is anymore.
Well, yeah, you get used to it, but even like all the Canics I have, like they're known for having great factory triggers, which they are compared to other manufacturers. But the upgraded one is like still 100 times better than the factory one.
Right.
No, what's the difference? I don't.
Really the predictability of it. I can't show you on live stream exactly what I'm talking about because I'll take my channel down. But yeah, it basically like so. For instance, the full size Canic I have, I put a Zombie Pro trigger on it, a Freedom Smith trigger. If you just touch the trigger, it's gonna go bang.
Right.
I mean, it's super light. It's really for shooting fast. Now I don't carry that gun because I don't want to accidentally shoot somebody or myself.
Right.
But it's fun. It's fun to shoot. But
and they'll have really short resets to them too.
Yeah, really short reset, really no take up. So it's basically once you put your finger on that trigger, if you even move it a millimeter, it's going to go off.
Okay.
And what that does really is just make it more accurate. So there's positives and negatives to it. Now I wouldn't put a trigger like that on something I would carry around. Like I said, that's not safe. But there's ones that are in the middle too. But if the trigger's shit, then you're not going to be very accurate with it. So like, why even have it?
Right. That makes sense.
So.
Well, I mean, the same way people did before they started putting all this shit on there widely. They just got used to it.
Yeah, if you got one gun that you shoot all the time, and even if the trigger's bad, you can learn how to predict it. But if you have a bunch of guns that you shoot a lot, like me, then I want all of them to be fairly similar. from gun to gun.
Now, something I haven't done, and it'd probably be a while before I ever get into changing out something like the trigger on that Governor. Because I've never messed with triggers on revolvers.
What was that? The 44 mag that you had? What was the one, the revolver you had? It was like a damn hand cannon.
14. It's just like a Judge.
Okay.
It's just Smith & Wesson's version of it. It's 45 410.
Yeah. That thing was something.
And those were 45 long Colts that we were shooting out of it, cowboy loads.
Yeah. That thing was no joke. I'm not a big fan of revolvers, though. I don't
discriminate. I like them both.
I'm just so used to shooting striker fire guns that it's a different thing. I think that revolvers are really more designed to shoot one-handed than two-handed.
I don't necessarily think they were designed to shoot one-handed.
No. I mean, they look cool.
Yeah.
And they are fun to shoot, but I'm not near as good with a revolver as I am with a regular, I don't know. Clint Eastwood says, I'd scissor kick Ballard and Slim. Well, first of all, why? I'm also confused as why you're throwing Ballard and Slim in together. That's weird.
Yeah, I kind of, we need some answers to this.
I mean, Clint Eastwood has had beef with Ballard for a long time.
Yeah, he's been on here for like at least the past year and a half talking about how Ballard's an alcoholic.
Yeah. I'm just wondering what I did to him.
I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't like my stance on guns.
I mean, his name's Clint Eastwood. I mean, if anybody likes more guns, I mean,
you would think.
I don't know.
Yeah, what is a scissor kick? Sounds homoerotic.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good point. I never even thought about that.
Clint Eastwood's into autoerotic.
Scissor grind, yeah, exactly. Scissor grind.
Did you hear about Willie Mays?
Yeah.
No. What?
He died.
Who, Billy Mays?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Willie Mays died a couple days ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, he was like
Jerry
80.
West died a few days ago.
Yeah, what about Billy Mays?
Billy Mays died a long time ago, dude.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Billy Mays, isn't that the guy that sells the MyPillow?
Hi, Billy Mays.
No. Billy Mays was the guy with the beard who was.
He was the OxyClean infomercial guy.
Oh yeah, gee, I'm surprised he lasted that long. That guy was coked out of his mind.
Yeah.
It gets the tough stains out.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if we got the blood stains out too.
Guys, name something else.
Yeah, the My Pillow guy was one of Trump's advisors.
Yeah, he's a nutcase. Yeah, fucking crazy. I just call him the My Pillow guy. I don't even want to show him the respect of saying his name. He's a fucking dipshit.
Hey.
Well, that's very intolerant of you.
He makes a hell of a pillow.
Hey, does he though?
I don't know. I actually do have a My Pillow, but I don't use it.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
I have a Certa-Pillow. That's all I can tell you.
I've got one of those. I don't know what you call it. It's like a gel pillow.
Oh, right.
It's like it's shaped like a trapezoid. That's what it looks like. It's like a trapezoid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's fucking great. I love it.
Okay.
It's got like an indention in the middle of it, just where your head lays. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Billy Mays had a cocaine. He had a heart attack.
What Clint Eastwood's malfunction is?
No, he hadn't said.
No, that's literally the only thing he said is the scissor kick, which I don't even know what that is. So.
Well, it's a kick. I don't know.
I'm thinking he just doesn't like you for something that you've said over the last 5 years. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I don't care.
Well, I know you don't.
I'm just wondering how I offended him so I can do it more, just to be perfectly honest with you. Why do you think I keep bringing the conversation back to guns? Because I know it pisses off the Deriz guy. I'm just trying to fucking annoy people. It's my mission in life. Annoy the whole world, one person at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just like Charlie Sheen, you're winning.
Charlie Sheen.
He's a
what
fucking
the hell is
winner.
he up to?
I don't know, but he bagged Denise Richards, so you can't really call him a loser.
No, he's definitely winning. As far as what he's doing now, I think he's got AIDS, doesn't he? Or HIV?
I think he's got the same thing Pamela Anderson does. I think it's like Hep C.
Oh, I thought it was HIV.
Shit, it might be, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, Hep C.
But these days, that's not a death sentence. You can take a pill every day, sponsored by Pfizer,
Magic Johnson,
and you'll live.
Johnson looks fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
He got attacked by his neighbor, and then now he's doing a new TV show.
He's doing a new
2.5 Men
TV show?
was not a bad show.
No, that was a great show.
I watched Navy SEALs a couple weeks ago. It's a fucking awesome movie.
It is. Man, I haven't seen that in probably 30 years.
Yeah, right? Go back and watch it, man. That's like peak Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
I told y'all, you need to watch the Billy the Kid show. It's really good.
Oh, he does have HIV.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're rich, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the drugs that they have now work if you have the money to pay for them, it prevents your HIV from developing into AIDS.
Well, the new drug they have out now that they plaster commercials on TV all day long is you take it every day and act like after a couple of years, you don't even have it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we're not too far away from a relatively.
I mean, they won't use the word cure, but basically, if you take it for a couple of years, they claim that you won't even test positive for it anymore after that.
Right.
Well,
So
give it a couple years, and they'll tell you have to keep taking that pill for the rest of your life.
Well,
Right.
This is one thing where me and Lou agree completely on, is that as far as these drug companies go, there's no money in a cure. There's money in treating symptoms.
well, sure.
you have to
Right,
keep taking
right.
it to remain undetectable.
Right. If they wanted to, they could come up with a vaccine for it that everyone could take once, and that'd be that. And then eventually,
Probably,
once
yeah.
you have that,
Well,
then you eradicate the disease.
Vaccine.
And ain't no money in that though.
right. Well, then everyone's going to be saying that the vaccine will give you AIDS. Yeah.
Right. We're fucking stupid.
Clint Eastwood says Ballard would serve as a human wrecking ball to hit Slim through a brick wall.
You okay, buddy? You want to talk about it?
I mean, that was kind of a bar. I got to give him credit on that.
Ballard came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't like you.
I don't know what's going on with him.
Oh well. That makes me warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah. Clint Eastwood asked me if I would be his lawyer so he can sue Ballard.
What's he want to sue Ballard for?
I can't remember, but yeah.
I don't know. How could you not like Ballard? Like, he's so innocent. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I told him that.
Well, I met Ballard. Ballard was not hell. Ballard drank, but he was far from an alcoholic. He was probably the soberest one of all the people drinking.
Yeah.
I don't know how sober he was. I mean, he showed up to the pool party in fucking pajamas. So.
Well, to be fair, so did Nate.
You wanted to help him sue Ballard on on YouTube court. Yeah.
Ballard's a good Christian. Yeah, he's a good Christian boy.
Good Christian.
The funniest thing was watching Ballard's grandma go at it with Sir UGA.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
She said, "Look, you need to get your life together and stop drinking."
Oh, God.
She was pointing his finger in his face and shit. Oh, that was great.
Only at the Slob Olympics do you get to see shit like this.
He pissed her off. She's a Penn State grad or a fan, or I think she's a graduate. Anyway, he walks up to her and starts talking about Joe Paterno and fucking Sandusky. She got mad as fuck. Oh, man.
So for antics like this and more, book your spot on the Slob Olympics 2025 cruise. Because I do believe Grandma Ballard's going again.
His grandma, the first day we got there, when they first got there, I forget who it was. It was me. I think it was me, Lou, and like Traveling Fools or something. We're standing there talking. She walks up to us and says, "Y'all need to get Ballard. He needs to start doing some crazy shit. Like he's he's way too reserved." And we're like, "Okay, we got you. You got a cooler full of beer over there. We'll handle that for you."
Yeah, we can take care of that quick, fast, in a hurry.
I told her, I said, "Be careful what you ask for."
Yeah, we need to give Ballard some rum. Yeah.
Now, he took a swig out of that bottle of tequila though. I'll give him that.
Now he said it was his first beer. He slammed the first beer in like a minute. Then he asked for another. We gave him another. He slammed that one like in another 5 minutes. And then I said, Ballard, have you ever shotgunned a beer before? And everyone was like, no.
Oh, man. I shotgunned a beer. What was it, on Tuesday? Tuesdays, yeah.
You get your life together, sir.
Dude, I hadn't shotgunned a beer in so long. We're outside. We're playing cornhole outside of the barbecue place. They have like a little sort of grotto out there, and they got cornhole boards, which is sick. So we're playing cornhole, and the dude comes up with like 8 beers, cans of beer. He's like, "You're shotgun a beer." I'm like, I haven't fucking done that since Clemson. I'm like, okay, let's fucking shotgun a beer. Why not?
So you did it.
Yeah. Pretty good. I can still got it.
Yeah, that's a skill that never leaves you.
Yeah.
It's like riding a bike.
It's like riding a bicycle. Yeah, then there you go.
Hell yeah, dude. It worked. And he found a Budweiser to do it too.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst one to use.
Because we were all Americans. Everyone out there, it was like 12 Americans. We were all hanging out. And
I know it was funnier than shit. At one point, Big Tube rolled right up to me and kind of leaned over the side of his chair and was like, "Am I going to be okay?"
Yeah, he was doing that to everybody. He said, "I'm going to be okay, Pete." I said, "I think so, buddy." And then he just fucking took off like a bat out of hell. And I thought he was going to drive his chair into the pool. Like he was going full speed towards that pool. I actually stopped what I was doing and started running after him. I thought I was going to have to do a fucking lifeguard situation where I had to run in and like save him. And right at the last minute, he fucking took a hard beeline left away from the pool. I was like, okay, good.
Now, Vic, I feel like we've talked about this before. Can you get a DUI on that thing?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I mean, depending on the state, you can technically get a DUI on a horse.
Yeah, but I think in the chair that's considered walking. I think at the worst he could get like a public intoxication.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get a DUI on a hover
You
round.
know what, Vic? I would absolutely fight a cop if they tried to take you in for public intox.
Well, you'd have to be a real giant asshole to do that in the first place.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
But there are some giant assholes out there that would do it. So.
And a lot of those giant assholes are cops. So.
Yep.
Then Vic would be like that golfer that he'll claim he got assaulted and dragged by a chair.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, that golfer was totally not in the wrong for the money.
No, they dropped the charges.
Yeah. Who was it? It was, what's his name?
Yeah,
Scheffler.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler.
I told them that I thought he was a security guard.
Well, yeah,
Well, the cop lied. I mean, he just lied. So that's why they dropped
Yeah.
it.
You know what, Vic? We should have put you up against the security at the hotel.
Yeah, basically he was saying that he ignored him because he thought he was a security guard.
Well, the cop claimed he got dragged by the car. Never happened.
Oh, horseshit.
So.
It's like the cops that fucking, they see there's like fentanyl or something, and then they'll pretend to like pass out because they touched it or something like that. It's like, fuck you.
Oh, you're talking about that woman cop who said she got... Yeah.
She's not the only one. That's happened a lot. And they do it so that they can drum up fear about it so they can get more funding to go do more Rambo bullshit. But in reality, that's totally fucking possible to happen. That's people fucking sniff it up their fucking nose and shoot it in their arms, and that doesn't fucking happen to them. You're not going to fucking pass out because you were within a foot of it. Fuck off.
Well, actually, yeah, people are snorting that shit and dying left and right.
True, absolutely, right. But I mean, usually not. I'm not saying it's not dangerous. It obviously is. But I'm saying what the stories that the cops telling are fucking horseshit. They're acting.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I do. Here's what I do know. I'm glad that I grew up in the 90s and not now. Because, back then you could go to a party and take something and not worry about dying. These kids these days, you don't know what the fuck you're taking. As a parent, that scares me.
Right.
Yeah, you could pop a pill or do a line and not be worried about fucking dying because of it.
Right.
It's crazy. Don't do drugs, kids. But
luckily, my kids, well, my older kid, he's not, he doesn't seem to have any interest in drinking or any of that, which is great. But it only takes one time.
Yeah, I'm about to say that can turn on a dime.
I know it can. I'm aware of that. But when I was his age, I was, well, let's put it this way. He's a much better kid than I was.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I've got that extra fear of waiting on him to show up at the house one day and, Dad, I'm pregnant.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that. Thank God.
Yeah, you just have to worry about them saying they got somebody pregnant.
Right. Which I'd rather that than the former. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
It is.
Well, you got plenty of time, so.
I mean, you say that, and then I swear to God, what people say is true.
Yeah.
Once you have kids, fucking time flies.
Yeah, I got a kid about to go to college here in a couple of years.
Well, this show's taking a sour.
Well, the show's about to end. I do have to go, so.
Yeah, might as well end it on a sour note.
Yeah, we'll end it on a sour note. Sorry to depress everybody.
Right. Hope you're happy now, Clint Eastwood, you fuck.
Thanks a lot, Clint.
Vic, do you have a show today, or is that Celine?
Yeah, Celine has a show today.
Is he going to do the show?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Is he gonna have pants on when he does the show?
Probably not.
I don't know.
What will he get mad about today?
Oh, I guarantee you either the post office or FedEx has pissed him off in the last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't we look at his Facebook one time, or maybe it was Lou on Lou's show, and it was just it rants about the post office is like 75% of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he hates the post office, the NFL. I don't know. I'm guessing he probably really hates Pride Month too, so he'll probably rant about that.
I don't know. The only time that I had a debate with him, we were talking about the Israel-Palestine, Russia-Ukraine issues.
Oh, he hates that too. Yeah.
I know, but we actually had a pretty civil, regular debate about it. Like, we didn't get upset. It was just like totally fine.
Yes, and then today is also Juneteenth.
Oh, yeah. Let's go in there and troll him about Juneteenth. He's probably mad about that too.
Why are people mad about that?
I don't know.
This is another day off. What's the fucking problem? Like,
No, it's not a day off.
It is if you're a federal worker.
Nobody. Yeah, if you're a government worker, you have the day off.
Mrs. Peete has the day off.
It's another day off for fucking bankers and
Oh,
fucking lawyers.
schools are closed, are they?
My day off for Slim. So.
Well, school's out for the summer anyway.
Oh yeah, no shit. What am I talking about? It's June. Yeah, right. Of course.
Yeah, Mrs. Peete has a day off. She's at the pool right now with the kids.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vast
Doesn't seem
majority of
like-
people are not off though.
It doesn't seem like a legitimate reason to get all up in arms. It doesn't seem like a big deal to me. But
I mean, I'm gonna call the shop and bitch that I'm not getting holiday pay for today.
I mean, I don't know why anybody would be mad about the end of slavery. I mean,
right?
I'm all for
Unless
it.
you owned a slave.
Well, no, there is some legitimate argument to the fact that people aren't going to quit bitching until you just let the fucking shit die. I mean, Jesus Christ, it was 150 fucking years ago.
Sure.
And legitimately, like, here's my problem with the whole thing. People act like it's an exclusively American sin, and it's not.
Oh, of course it's not, but it's still an important date in American history. Is the end of slavery. So I get it.
I don't
I mean,
think. I don't
is it
think the
really?
point-
Does anywhere else in the world? I mean, does England celebrate it? Does France celebrate it?
Yeah, I mean, we did fight a war that was largely about it.
But you stumping for what other countries does as opposed to us. I mean, I don't understand the like we're not England or France.
Also,
I
the point
get
of
that,
Juneteenth,
but
I don't think the point of Juneteenth is to do more guilt tripping about slavery. It's just celebrating a historic thing.
No, that absolutely is the point.
Well,
of
maybe
it.
for some people, but some people, I don't think that's the point.
Yeah, right. I agree with Volusia on this.
Some people will use it that way. Sure.
You'll get
Some
people.
use it
You'll get
different.
people that use that to do that, but that is not necessarily what it means.
It's not the reason that
Right.
they have this building.
I think that's the reason it became a federally recognized holiday.
No, I think they just
It's
want
just like Biden intentionally come out on Easter and said what he did to fucking provoke people.
Yeah.
Well, presumably it was to curry favor with people.
William calls that virtue signaling.
Well, virtue signaling, pandering, whatever you want to call it.
Right, but at the same time, I mean, and this is not even a specific thing about Trump, but I'll just use him as an example, does that shit all the time, just the other direction.
Well, listen, all politicians pander. That's what they do.
Yeah, I'm not excluding any politician from pandering. Don't get it twisted.
Why in the fuck are Germany wearing pink jerseys?
Pride Month.
No, that's not what it is. They're just their alternate. They used to wear green ones.
That's their alternate? Yeah.
Yeah.
Said nobody
soccer,
ever.
They have lots of alternates. It's pink on top and like purple on the bottom. It's weird looking as fuck.
It's Pride Month.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what it is.
yeah, they got those zesty uniforms. Yeah.
Well, they don't look terrible, but I wouldn't fucking buy it.
Well, they'll probably win because in those pink uniforms they'll be light-footed, so they'll be out there kicking all kinds of goals.
They're winning.
I mean, if it's for Pride Month, aren't they missing a bunch of colors though? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. It's not for Pride Month.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do have to run, guys.
All right.
All right,
Until
gentlemen,
next
thank
time.
you for a great show. Appreciate you. VicTube, Volusia Orange, and the incomparable Slim Shady Canes, the one and the only.
All right, gents. Catch you next time.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Deal.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's going to do it for me as well. Thank you for tuning in on Hump Day for another episode of the Midday Show. I'll see you guys very soon. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.